accidentally muted my mic. Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the South America DPC Division 2 match. It is going to be Balrogs versus Gorillas Pride, battle between the Peruvian teams. My name is DkTruman and accompanying me in this one is the king of SA, Astini himself.
It's a pleasure to be here with this Balrogs against G-Pride, two teams that have showed some good Dota the first round, so both standing with 1 win, 0 losses. Balrogs, they've won against what we thought to be the favorite, our way, so we kind of imagined that the two teams that comes from the open qualies are somehow the favorites, but we might be biased because now it's gonna be the first time that we see an open qualifier team play against a team that was already on second division, so super excited to see what both have to show.
It's definitely going to be an interesting showing between these teams because, well, we didn't see the open qualifier teams. One of them, actually, the one that dumpstered Balrogs previously, is Wolf Team. They actually got taken down a round so far, which is a pretty interesting result because they lost against the Balrogs previously. And I mean, that is, you know, a team with HFM, 40R, Tavo, King, RD, Yadomi. You expect them to be in Division 1. So big plays coming out from the Balrogs, who, to be fair, have a pretty solid roster themselves, also very well known in the region. And was very impressed with their previous performance as well. But Gorillas Pride, I mean, they've been in this spot a couple of seasons now. They should know how the ball rolls, and they definitely have played against the Balrog players before. But I'm going to quickly go over towards a prediction coming out. Who do you think is going to be able to take this series?
Oh, it's a very close match, I expect. Let's say 2-1 for G-Pride. Okay. Even though Balrogs is the favorite, I think now this hard carry, this guy is so good. And I believe he can make an upset here.
Okay, well, you heard it here. The draft is live, so we'll be heading into the draft as well. See what, of course, the amazing predictions are going to be from Astini. But yeah, I'm going to go with Balrogs. I've been impressed with their performance. Haven't seen Gorillas Pride perform just yet, so I'll definitely be looking out for them. But from last season, I've seen a couple of their matches. But the Balrogs side, I mean, they were very impressive in the close qualifiers that we did cast.
5 seconds.
Yeah, what I expect is like we see those huge names like as you mentioned, HFN, Tavo, 40R on our way. Now they're called Wolf Team, and Balrogs just beat them. So we expect that Balrogs is the best team because we are like taking names into consideration, and now we're gonna really see the game that they are showing. And I'm really excited to see what Gorillas Pride has to show. Balrogs, we already seen. They played very well. They have that Razor, they have that Io, and the Weaver. So basically, if you're Gorillas Pride, you're playing against a first pick on Balrogs, you need to decide what you're gonna play against. Io, Razor, Weaver, so they already take the Razor out. They take the Weaver, they might play against the Io.
I mean, if I'm looking at this Balrogs lineup, I wouldn't want to play up against very nasty Draken Mars that we've seen in the close qualifier, where he just dumpstered everyone.
10
I'd definitely be wary of that. Same with his Centaur, though Centaur's not necessarily first ban material, though these bans are pretty interesting. The Razor ban, we've seen a little bit of resurgence on that one. Nyx is always annoying. There we get to see the Mars. Oh my lord, predicted it. Finally I get one correct.
Yeah, they were playing Io with Razor and Io with Mars. Those are the two Io openings they have. But they know if they don't pick Mars here, Gorillas Pride is gonna steal it. And they already showed Tide Snap. Very strong combo, very strong team fight.
Good way to get people over the arena with the Snapfire cookie. Of course, you need to time it correctly and whatnot, but it is a way to escape. And the Tide Hunter in general doesn't have necessarily that many hard lane counters. Could be a problem if you're up against like an Ursa. Doesn't really... I mean, that's like a strange matchup. Always Medusa versus Tide. Tide doesn't necessarily farm, but can definitely be dangerous for Medusa if you step out of bounds for just a couple of seconds.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it really depends on the position 5 that they will have together with the Dusa. They can have like an Abaddon, an Ogre, one melee hero that can soak that to damage so she doesn't get so much harassed. Maybe Undying because you're against 2 strength heroes, but again, Snapfire is super good against the Tombstone. But they already showed their win condition, right? So it's something we see on first pick drafts that you just go for that 8 pick with your win condition because the other team's gonna be able to counter you on 2 picks on the last pick of second phase, last pick of third phase. So you just wanna have your win condition clear and draft to protect this win condition. They've played the Dusa on the 2 matches they won against our way, so they're pretty confident with that, I'm sure.
Looking, of course, like a pretty decent Dusa game, of course. Like the fact that they banned out Panda on Gorilla's Pride, because a position 5 Panda could be very annoying to deal with in the laning stage and afterwards, because the only Panda ever really needs levels. Items is nice, but that's a far off second for a plus 5 Panda. And the Ursa, of course, banned out because, well, Ursa is decent against Dusa, PL's decent against Dusa. They kind of need to get rid of all the counters at AM, though I don't really think that many people still play AM currently. Feels very weak in any team fight, whereas this is a fairly heavy team fight meta with a lot of tanky heroes.
Yeah, and Dusa just plays really fast, right? So you go for that early Roche, you have Aegis on like 17, 18 minutes, you have a Skadi on top of that, and you just go marching through lanes, and Anti-Mage, he just got like his Battle Fury and is almost with Manta, but not even that, so he can't fight at all. He needs to cut waves, but you just protect one wave with Mars, you have like the shield to protect from the hits of the glyph, and you just go through one lane.
Think about SF safe lane. I've seen it a lot, especially in South America as well, where you just skip Raze and go for the right-click build. But it is a pretty good matchup if you go for the full physical against Dusa.
Yeah, surprised Gorilla's Pride they don't go for the IO ban. I know it's very unlikely to see IO on second phase. Teams usually just first pick the hero, but they could still play IO here. They played Mars with IO. It's a good pair with Dusa. And I feel like Balrogs, they just guaranteed 2 heroes that they love to play, which is the Mars Dusa, but IO is still open, so I would see no problem for Balrogs to pick the IO here.
Yeah, but that ban of the Disruptor is a pretty interesting choice in that regard. If you were, for instance, been getting yourselves that IO, as you mentioned, Disruptor would have been a pretty good pick on top to just send them back in that. But the Tusk chosen here. Ice Shard's block, no way to get rid of it. Snowball save. If someone gets caught in the arena is pretty nice, and even to snowball someone out of the arena. They've got pretty good saves on the side of Gorilla's Pride. Plus, Snapfire and Tusk in the early game, if they ever get together with the Tusk's buff onto the Snapfire's little shredder, and people die very quickly.
Yeah, and they have a very fast Roche, so if they win a team fight close to Roche, they can steal that Aegis from Dusa, because you have tag team, you have minus armor coming from Snapfire, from Tide, and it's a super strong lane, even though it's 2 melees. Tusk and Tide, they go very well together, because the tag team is procced also by the Anchor Smash, so it's like you do 2 attacks in one that are procced by the tag team very fast.
Yeah, and of course, if Medusa steps out of bounds, even for 1 second, gets hit by the Gush, slowed down, then the Ice Shards block on top, then you've got the minus armor from that Gush, stand next to her, and you just beat her up together. So you really need to be careful if you do that. Like, the lane positioning is going to be incredibly important to try and keep the Dusa alive, especially if this is actually a Hoodwink 5, though I think this would probably be a Hoodwink 4. 5 seems to be...
Looks like 4.
Yeah, 5 Hoodwink would be a little bit... That is a very good 5, though.
Yeah, they definitely needed that melee position 5 to soak the damage for Duza, a hero that can trade with 2 strong heroes such as Tide and Tusk. But still, I think like this
10
Elder
seconds
Titan's gonna die a
remain.
few times to protect the Duza. Even it's such a strong laner, I
5
don't think he can
seconds
trade
remain.
hits with a Tusk together with Tide Hunter.
It is Radiant's
Honestly, it's such a... Okay, that's an bat mid being picked up. That means Balrogs can counter the bat with whatever they want. Because they have last pick. Sorry, they don't have last pick, but they know what the enemy's mid lane is going to be. The safe lane is going to be an interesting choice, though, because right now you can just ban out a lot more on the Balrog side, and then not much left that can
5
counter
seconds
Esports.
remain.
But I do really like the Tusk pick this game, because you can dodge the Hoodwink ulti, the Elder Titan ulti, the Elder Titan Stomp,
Dire's
the
turn
Mars
to
Arena.
bat.
So many spells that you can dodge and get people out of harm's way. If this Tusk plays a really good game, then they have a massive asset over.
Yeah. And even though the Bat's gonna be counter on the lane, you don't care about this as Batrider anymore.
10
Batrider is not that hero that you pick like as a cheese pick that you're gonna stomp per lane. Doesn't work like this anymore. You don't pick to win lanes. Of course, if you have a favorable lane, you're super happy. But it's about having Lasso that's a lockdown into BKB, and Balrogs, they don't have any save in supports. And you don't really want to pick like Legion mid or Abaddon mid, and even picking that, you're gonna have a save, but you have a save on your core. So he's not gonna be positioned like on the back line to save Duzen. So
10
I
seconds
think
remain.
Batrider here is pretty solid for the game. Might do a lot.
5 seconds.
I mean, you did mention they can take Roche very quickly. If you pick a very fast safe laner like Wraith King, for instance, or something along those lines, CK, you could honestly push this game very quickly in favor of Gorilla's Pride and take it before that Medusa's farmed.
I don't know, I feel Duza power spike, and same goes for Luna and TA, is so high on the first Roche that you need to let them do Roche and just keep lines for that 5 minutes, and then you actually enter in the game. If you try to man fight the Duza into the Roche pit on that timing that she has Skadi, you simply cannot kill
Well,
her.
no, but I'm talking about you take Roshan at like 15 minutes if does Pride and then take over the entire map, because you've got a Bat Rider who's probably going to have bots blink by then. Add a Tusk with probably a blink behind it, very tanky lineup, very mobile lineup. You get a safe laner that can be very active and strong in the early game, you could just run down Balrogs. Because the thing with Balrogs is they have a pretty nice lineup, but even though, you know, Elder Titan is a melee strength support, the two supports die pretty quickly if they're jumped by any of these supports or cores from Pride.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think that's so easy to do that Roche, because you're on Dire, right? So you can't do that like sneaky Roche. If you're on Dire, it's way easier to do on Radiant. So I don't think Gorilla's Pride should go like all in, because you go all in if you go for a fast draft, right? If you fail to take that early Roche, then Duza is gonna outscale you anyway. So I think they just need to take a slower pace.
Yeah, but the problem is you chose a Bat Rider, so you're definitely banking on like mid game. The rest of the supports and the Tide Hunter also kind of screams mid game, and the safe laners that are left, there aren't too many left that can take a Medusa down in the late game. Like you look at a
There's Sniper.
Gordon. No, don't talk about Sniper. Oh my god, it's a Sniper. How do you know? Garbage hero. Why? No. I can't believe he actually predicts this. This is BS.
I'm glad I was fast. I had to interrupt you because I knew it was gonna come fast here against the Duza.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that this actually. Oh, okay. No, why not? DK's always wrong, as always. Yep.
No, it's hard to see a Sniper coming. The hero is not so much in the meta, but it's a counter to Duza. It's like you can defend high ground against that Aegis just by outranging her, and it's a super good carry matchup. The thing is, they have ways of killing that sniper, right? They have Void Spirit and Mars to jump on him, so it's not like that pre-sniper game where the other team doesn't have any catch, any way to jump at you. But I'm very interested about what Gorilla's Pride can show with that sniper. As I mentioned, this guy, now, I see him as a very, very strong hard carry. I really see a lot of potential on him.
Sniper. Come on. It's a sniper. Who picks sniper safe lane? If people did this in my pubs, I'd report them.
I guess, did 23 Savage play at TI? Or he played at previous tournaments?
You know, they didn't end. Well, no, actually, I don't remember if he specifically played at TI, but it's just a little bit heartbreaking to see that you randomly throw the prediction on one of the most garbage heroes in the game, and they. Like, especially as you mentioned specifically, you're up against a Mars and you're up against a Void Spirit. If that Snapfire and the Tusk does not snowball save him, he is 100% dead every time.
But yeah, I don't think he's gonna be on early fights. I think he's just gonna farm a lot till he has BKB, and when he has BKB, he feels very, very safe. I don't know for what build he goes actually. If he goes something like, okay, we already can see he's going for Maelstrom, but I would say Dragonlance, Maelstrom, BKB would be what I would be expecting.
Dragonlance, BKB. Okay, it's a little bit more tanky, but you know, that's the worst build. You know you need to go Dragonlance like a real champ, otherwise you're not real.
I'm reconnecting for 1 second because I have a fog bug.
Always find fog bug where you can see the entire map somehow. But yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a tough game for the sniper. I actually initially was going with Pride, but the sniper pick versus the Void Spirit pick, I really do like Robozy's Void Spirit. So I'm going to go with Balrogs on this map. I definitely think that the Burna Medusa can farm until she is fat to kill.
The Balrog's strongest strategies when I mention like they go Weaver, Io, or Razor, they always pick Duza on 8 if they would have the Weaver. So they just changed like the opening, but still have Duza. It's their best strategy. But I don't know, I'm just excited to see Sniper. I like the hero.
What's there to like? He does one thing. He stands at range and auto attacks. I mean, at least the support sniper is a little bit more interesting. Got like that concussion grenade toss thingy, which is actually kind of cool. The fact that you yeet yourself back.
And you can actually jump out of the arena with the grenade. I'm almost sure about it.
I have no specific, I don't know for certain, but I would probably expect that to be the case, yes.
But I'm kind of disappointed with Sniper because I see the set he has and he doesn't have the you know?
Oh, yeah, no. I'm happy that he doesn't have very annoying sounding. Or maybe, you know, get the laser sniper. Last year's...
Last year, this year.
Oh my god, that was a year ago. The times go fast though. Top lane, Draken, who's gonna get first blooded, right clicking. Janet gets kill. And now wants to man fight up against Hoodwink, who walks into the shrapnel. In comes the snowball, boom! Doesn't even lose his healing salve and now gets the kill. Okay, top lane starts it off swinging, gets a double for the side of G.
This one was not for you.
Yeah, it's a super strong lane with that Tusk 5. A lot of damage. And on bottom, they're doing a lot of damage to the other Titan. He has one salve, but then he's gonna be out of regen. And both Tide and Snapfire still have the salve, so G-Pride looking great on lanes.
Well, the Titan trying to be a nuisance against the Tide, of course. Leveled up the natural order for that armor reduction. Smackdown shenanigan coming in. Usa is having a all in all reasonably lane. the Elder Titan is able to.
I think this Duza is gonna scale really, really well. She seems to have free farm. So the question is if G-Pride is gonna feel strong enough to fight the Duza or go for the late game.
Are taking a lot of damage, though. Nice pushback coming in, sends them back. Hoodwink, though, on the run, almost takes down the sniper, who does still have a fairy fire to use. Snowball in, Zexa taken out, another kill coming through in the top lane. Jenna continuing for more. But will be taken down and now can't really take that aggressive fight because the Mars is a pretty scary person with Magic Wand charge.
But I guess Tusk is happy to die. I guess he forced to die here because he didn't have a cool here and he needed to buy regen for the sniper, so he just had those clutch deaths where you wanna die.
Yeah, it's sometimes for the better if you just hit full seppuku. Okay, Bounty Rune's getting stolen by both mid laners. RoboZ having a pretty decent time in the mid lane, of course. Not too surprising, he can easily die. Zexa dropping low, is gonna get taken down. Another kill coming in. D-Pride, top lane dominating, and right now Hoodwink doesn't have a TP for another 30 seconds after respawn. So the sniper, who honestly for a sniper normally you tend to have a pretty tough laning stage because your auto attack damage is kinda garbage, especially against a Mars. But the fact that your Tusk is just purely zoning out the enemy's offlaner, pretty good lane.
Yeah, and Janex doing such a good work with the shards, keeping the hero stuck, and then Sniper can just do damage with the sharp now in the area.
But yeah, all the action has pretty much been in that top lane.
That was lame.
But still for Balrogs doesn't look that bad. Also, they're farming on 3 lanes. Like, even though Hoodwink is giving kills on top, Mars getting a good farm, Void Spirit is winning the lane mid, because if you look at him, he has like 2 waves to farm or 1.5. So even though it looks even, he's actually ahead. He has 11 denies, so yeah, he's very well ahead.
Yeah, definitely, especially because most of those kills onto Zexa went to Janek on the Tusk, so it's all things not that problematic for the side of Balrogs, because Draken still has okay-ish farm, has a kill as well. It's not going to be perfect, but you're laning up against a sniper. There's a very big chance it already came into the lane with the idea. It's not going to be a perfect lane. At least you farm up a little.
And gold mechanics, net worth mechanics, they're kind of weird. So even though Sniper has been part of 4 kills, he has less net worth than the Duza. Because just the assist, gold, AoE is almost nothing to him.
He's not even that far ahead of the Mars. Only 200 gold right behind the Sniper. Pretty much 1 creep wave. So does have to be careful because Janek is back in the top lane. And there's a shrapnel available. Daggy caught in sight. Nice shackle shot. Sorry, bushwhack. Shackle shot. It's not a Wind Ranger. But it doesn't really matter because shrapnel does hurt a lot. And with the slows and the hold down from Tusk, it's hard to try and run away without your ulti. So that. Why did he die over there?
Curious if the Hoodwink's gonna go like bottom, or you can TP mid and bottle refill and I don't know, try to mess up with Batrider farm in the jungle or just go stacking. I feel like Hoodwink is not useful on that lane. It's not like he's suffering damage that is saving the Mars. So I think he should not come back to that lane.
Honestly, top lane is lost. Like, Tusk is level 4 now, Sniper's almost level 5, Draken is of course almost level 5 as well, but the Hoodwink's level 2. Like, if you
Yeah.
walk out into that lane, as you said, you just feed away lives. You're not doing anything. The Mars, like, he's just going to have to use his Spear of Mars range to try and pass it some. But he just needs to make sure that he doesn't get caught.
Yeah, and Draco, he's a very experienced offlaner, so I would guess he knows the best thing to do here now. That is basically cutting wave, like sitting behind the tower, because you're against Tusk Sniper. Tusk can do a lot of damage, but they can only kill you with both together, so if Sniper wants to kill you, he's gonna miss his entire farm. So Sniper has to make a tough decision. Either he stops Mars for farming, but he doesn't farm either, or both of them farm. So I think Mars should just sit behind Sniper's tower and Hoodwink go make stacks for Duza or go block the stacks for Batrider. There are some lanes that you should get this feeling that you shouldn't be playing the lane.
Yeah, sometimes it's you just say, okay, it doesn't work. Head out somewhere else.
This is
I mean,
gonna
he could
sting.
help out the side lanes. Mid's gonna be, well, with the Void Spirit, you can definitely get a kill. Like, if you get a nice bushwhacking on Batrider, for instance. Void Spirit already is winning his lane. Bottom lane is winning. You just need to make sure top doesn't get completely dumpstered and get that sniper in a superb position where he gets a very quick Milsim, who, like, he wants to build into that Shadow Blade, aka Silver Edge after.
Again.
TP top, and now he's dead.
1-0 to another.
It's a deja vu. Man, Zexa, I'm not sure if he's tilted or he feels like it's space for Mars, so he's happy with that.
Consider
Well, that Tusk on 4 kills right now. Pretty nice for position 5 Tusk early in the game. Rotating towards mid, trying to guard the rune. Does not have any mana for the Ice Shards block. Like it's gonna be the rune fight coming in. Who picks it up? It's actually bottom lane, and Janek just straight up dies, but now charge again, could be stunned. Make sure Sexy Yogi doesn't get himself the stomp off, and even though the haste rune goes in Void Spirit's hands, getting that pretty big kill onto Janek right there is rather crucial for Balrogs.
It's super good for Balrogs because they killed the most feeded hero in the game, is the Tusk, so yeah. To have that kill streak, you feed some gold away.
The bottom lane just farming away. Currently, RoboZ on the Void Spirit is top. Net worth, Tau, very low in HP. He actually gets the kill with that lasso. Turnaround on towards the Hoodwink. Janek again, the bane of the Hoodwink.
I am the
But
from
that's a big double coming in for G-Pride, and they're 10-2 ahead with Sniper now top net worth.
And they're playing really well. That was some kind of outplay, I'd say. Tao just thought really fast on that decision, because at first when I look, I'm like, oh, he's kind of wasting lasso and he's gonna die, but no, such a clutch play.
Got it.
Very close
We'll put it
game so far between sides. In terms of net worth, even though the Hoodwink did die 6 times in 7 minutes, which is pretty much a respawn instantaneously die, and the items that Hoodwink wants to buy are a Hand of Midas. So yeah, I don't necessarily know if he's, you know, tilted or anything, but I think it does bring to mind.
Yeah. Makes you think he's...
Probably
Maybe
is.
he's pretending.
I mean, I hope he's pretending, because Hoodwink with Hand of Midas, well, I don't even know what that is supposed to be. Nice stomp coming out. Going in for the Batrider spear on top as well, and that's a huge kill.
G-Pride got to deny the regen rune, and Bat didn't have lasso, so even though it's like a meaningful kill to kill the enemy mid laners, they used arena, and now G-Pride can feel so strong in the map because no arena, lasso is gonna be back. So again, like I see G-Pride dying, but I feel like they can be happy with that.
Top lane though, seems to be a little bit of a fight. Rotation from RoboZ, wants to get the catch onto the sniper. Nice! Bushwhack coming through, control, stun lock. The snowball save sends him to the side, or does it? Now the sniper is done. Janek is on the run as well, but he's being chased by 4 Radiant heroes. Does have an Ice Shard's block. Oh, but again, a nice little Bushwhack gets the kill. Dusa, as you mentioned, dies in the bottom lane to the Batrider rotation. But it is going to be a pretty big brawl so far. 16 kills in the first 9 minutes. That is the Dota we want to see.
Yeah, seems like, at first again, seems like a good trade for Balrogs because they killed the sniper, they killed the Tusk, but they're gonna lose their tower on bottom lane and they're not doing damage on top lane. So again, G-Pride should be happy.
Top lane, Yogi on the run. Arena comes out, catch onto the sniper, going for another kill. That would be huge. The smack comes in, and now he's down for the count, and that means he doesn't have a TP scroll once he respawns. They double killed him instantaneously. Big cookie dodge. Oh my god, the spear on top. Balrogs, that was nuts. I mean, he's got fast feet. In comes Robo Z. They get the stun on one. They're looking for the kills, but the Aether Remnant, does it connect? No, he's not even going to attempt the yeet. But that was, I mean, he just broke some ankles on Sexy Yogi. Holy damn.
Yeah, now there are 2 options for G-Pride. Either Tide, like, steals some farm from Balrogs, he farms Balrogs side of the map, or he TP stop and sit on the tower, especially because it's going to be the 10-minute catapult, and I strongly believe he should be doing that. Protect the tower, protect the jungle for Sniper to farm better, because Tidehunter is so strong. They could defend that tower. I'm not sure why they're not doing that right now.
Defending the tower doesn't care too much. No, cares about one measly tower. Currently, they are looking for that fight. Balrogs in the top lane. Kara hasn't really been part of many engagements, though. That hoodwink snipe gets the break in. Means he does not have himself the save, and that's a big catch. They're finding some crucial kills here with Robo-Z top net worth right now. Of course, Burna on the Dusa second. And now, because of those double deaths that he had, dropped significantly in the net worth charts. Of course, is now done with the Maelstrom, so now he can really start farming.
Radiant have fortified their structures.
Yeah, and he still has all his farm protected, even though with Tide dying, and he doesn't have a TP to go back to the tower. Balrogs didn't take any towers, so now he can really scale on that game. But I don't know, I think they should be able to defend that tower, like get a Ravage there and come back on the fight, but Tide just died. I think it was like, you just sit under the tower as a Tide, you don't need to go that far away, you stay with us closer to you.
They were 10-2 ahead, by the way, on G-Pride, and right now, Balrogs, they're up on towards 8 kills, 1k net worth advantage, very early in the game. Feels like they have so many more ways of fighting early with their rotating supports and what we've seen from G-Pride so far. I mean, the laning stage went super for G-Pride, the top lane specifically. After that, the engagements they tried to set up have been pretty problematic to try and win.
And even though Robo-Z, like, the Batrider has travel, but seems like Robo-Z is one step ahead. So he goes to gank top, and all the time, like, Batrider just use travel on another lane, and he cannot join that fight. So Tao, he shouldn't be so greedy with that travel. He should just save to TP top when there is one aggression from the Void Spirit. He could have saved Sniper twice, but he had the TP on cooldown. Now he does have it, so I'm looking forward to see what he can do.
Other fight top seems to be imminent. Both sides sending out their mid laners. Batrider does of course have himself the bots going for the BKB next. They can run in the fight, pick someone up and run out without any harm, because honestly they have, except for the Deuce's ulti, nothing that they can do against the B.
Oh, the smoke. These more break assist.
Oh, that's a nice little easy pickup on the Snapfire and Robozy. Right now, he's in a position where he just wants kills to supplement his farm. And just let the Dusap free farm in the meantime. That he gets gigantic.
Yeah, the question is, how nice is this trading farm? Because Sniper is also free farming, and I feel like because they got Sexy Yogi.
That's a nice catch. Quick lasso kill secured, of course. Take quite some time until lasso's back up. That immediately sends Balrogs towards the top lane to get that tier 1 tower, which they still have not managed to secure. I mean, that is one problem. Without the Dusa, they have no tower push.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and Tide just TP mid, but then he smoked to come back to the tower, and they might get a good team fight.
Okay, little bit whiffed everything, didn't throw out the charge, back and runs forward. Does get controlled up, does have the arena as well. In comes the jump, big stomp on top, Earth Splitter as well. Bat Rider and Kara both getting dragged back, take a lot of damage. War's points, Draken's almost dead, still trying to stay alive, but eventually does get taken down. Sexy Yogi, noble fight on the left side. Dusa ulti comes charging in, tries to keep Robozy alive and just barely saves his teammate's life with that Stone Gaze stun. Now on the run in the trees, Hoodwink does have himself a bushwhack. Can he get the connections? Random shot, Tau gets hit, Tau is low, Tau gets taken down, and Dismar is going to be next to follow suit. In from behind comes the charge, now trying to take the fight on the Sniper. This is perfect for him, he just takes some right click pumps from miles away. And Balrog's trying to run back to safety. Oh, Walrus punch for Janet. Just interrupting the TP as well. The Burnout wanted to set in. That's a huge kill. The Dusa came in to save his teammate's life. Does keep the Void Spirit alive, but eventually does, of course, lose his life afterwards, which is honestly problematic.
I'd say it's a good trade-off for G-Pride, but the net worth goes towards Balrog's direction because they took the tower. So not much changes, even though the Sniper is alive and Dusa died. Dusa is still same farm as Sniper. And it's interesting that Drakel, he went for that Hood of Defiance and made he tank so many spells, which a fight that should be very bad for them turned well because he could tank so much spells and get the arena in the team fight.
It's very brawly game so far. This is the kind that I love to see. The old South American experience, where it's just a lot of aggression between two teams. Of course, you know, there's always different versions. You can also watch the Deuce just farm to the late game and then bat. But who wants to see that, Astini?
Yeah, not even Berna. He wanted to fight. He popped that ult to save the Void Spirit, which was amazing save. But then he just dove in between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower without ultimate. He put himself in so much danger. Kind of assuming he would die afterwards, but trying to take the most before it.
And the net width between the top two cores is neck on neck. Just a couple of gold between them, which is pretty impressive because the Sniper dropped significantly after that laning stage. After his 2 deaths came through, okay, fight came in. The arena did not get any catches, so no harm, no foul. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. Of course, Sniper does have a reasonable innate farming tool with the shrapnel, but keeping up with the Dusa that went from Manta Cell first is no easy feat.
Yeah. Usually what we see on Dusa games, like Dusa sitting on the very top of net worth, but the cores that goes with her usually are down because of that. But this is like atypical because Void Spirit has more farm than Bat Rider, also Mars has more farm than Tide. So it's really rare that we see a team split so many resources when they have Dusa.
Far so good. Looking at the Balrog side in terms of the composition and the farm that they have, though Janek gets a catch on Sexy Yogi. Bat Rider's nearby as well. actually yeets him over the Ice Shard's block, and Sexy Yogye, he's gonna get away thanks to the big spear from Draken. He actually saved the Elder Titan by hitting him with that flame break to toss him over the Ice Shard's block. That is so sad. Straight up sad.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
I mean, I want to say unfortunate, but that's just sad. It's like the old classic, you know, torrent spear Mars from Mars over the arena wall. Like,
Oh, Drakel.
so close every single time.
Maybe if he trusted his guts a little bit more and opened the arena, then he would have the bet.
Now,
G-Pride, they want to fight here.
got that Shadow Blade.
The Dyers. On the hunt for radiant forces.
Draken wants to take a fight, but there's an entire smoked Dire team right behind him. Gets the arena jump in, but the snowball save! Immediate ravage. Mars, he is stuck. And that was huge from Genek, making sure now doesn't take any damage. Chase from Robo. Zeke doesn't get the catch because the Shadow Blade keeps him alive. This is turning out pretty well, though. 1-for-1 trade. Burna charging in. Medusa ulti already used. Buyback as well coming through. They're going to go for the Medusa. On the run, Stomp will at least keep them now out of the fight, but Genek is nearby. No Ice Shard's blocked for quite some time. Earthsplit doesn't really connect, and Burna, he's out of mana. He's in trouble. He's taking a beating. Burna, cookie stun. Burna. Will he finally get taken down? He's still staying. He's still standing. He's still surviving. He's turning it around. Oh my god, eventually does get taken down by now. Who's going to get caught by the 8th Remnant? The double damage. Robo Z just jumping in the fight. Everyone on the side of G-Pride tried to take down that Dusa. Did eventually take him down, but it cost them a massive amount of losses.
Yeah, the sniper, he was already in this, and he sees Dusa with like 80 HP, and it's like, okay, we go down together. You go down first, so I'm fine with that trade. But very well team fight. Robo Z, he's doing so much with that Void Spirit, and now has Arcane Rune, so he can get more kills, he can keep snowballing the map. The cooldown of Arena is just gonna be back in 10 seconds, and Tidehunter needs more 1 minute for the Ravage.
Oh, Draken, drag back, Ismark, Cookie Stun, Shock and Blast, Draken gonna get caught out top lane. But yeah, that fight was, the fight bottom was really just one absolutely massive play from RoboZ. The entirety of G-Pride were just only trying to kill off the Dusa because they know, of course, big core, most important one. But RoboZ jumped into the fight, blew all of his spells to try and catch the Sniper, which he completely whiffed. Sniper, of course, as you mentioned, popped his Shadow Blade, ran away, vanished. And then in that moment where the Dusa charged in and they all turned their attention to Dusa, RoboZ just waited for sounds to come back. And with that double damage, just came back jumping into the fight. They had no idea that so much damage would come through from a double damage Void Spirit. It was very close to Zags.
It's very clever from Berna what he's doing to join fights, because usually you see a Dusa and you feel like, okay, if we kill her, the team fight is over. Because you have that feeling that everything is concentrated on the Dusa, but that's not the case. The Void Spirit is doing so much, he's having such a good game that you can't ignore everyone and try to kill that Dusa that you know you can, because it's still early game. She doesn't have the... Oh, she's gonna buy this Scotty right now, and then it gets harder. So G-Pride, they feel like, okay, we have good team fights because we are killing Dusa, but it's not good because the other two cores, they're just farming more.
Smoke gang coming in. 5 Balrogs. Of course, looking to try and take down Roshan if they get a decent fight. Hoodwink is going for a Aether Lens into Ags run. Been a while since I've seen the Ags on Hoodwink. Burna, Snowball gonna charge up towards him, and they're gonna make sure that the Tusk dies first. Get him out of the fight, because that's a kill that won't result in a buyback. Comes the snipe from the Hoodwink. Break effect onto the Tidehunter. Into the arena. Tide's in trouble. Does have a Ravage, but really doesn't want to blow it. And Sexy Yogye gets a second kill for this. That is Balrog's nice catch with that smoke. Definitely worthwhile. However, kind of need to make sure that you get an objective out of a smoke gang. That's exactly what they're trying to do, though it's not going to be an easy affair because there's pesky Bat Rider in the vicinity.
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, but that's the team fight that I feel like G-Pride cannot win. That's the timing of Duza. She has this Skadi. You just kite her. So as soon as Tusk break the smoke, I think they just could all be back. Even maybe without using Sniper first BKB. But they lost the Tusk, they lost the Tide, they lost that BKB charge. And they really want to fight into that Duza with Skadi, which is a fight that I doubt they can win.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, Dusa ulti into the lasso. Behind enemy lines though, Dusa is out of mana. Does have a 20 magic wand charge, but still gonna get stunned up thanks to the Ravage. Find a big kill, RoboZ on the run, but both safe lanes got taken out. Dismar in the top side tries to cookie sprint in the opposite direction. This Elder Titan does 380 auto attack damage because of that buff. Oh my god, I love Elder Titans. Always a scary bunch. And they're just gonna
Two for own trade and Ravage, Lasso used. And they still have the arena on Balrog side. So as soon as Duza is back, they can just go Roche.
Or was Roche? Oh, nowhere. Still back to full HP. They're just trying to find a catch here. In comes the snipe. Gonna be able to connect. Oh, just barely missed the Tide Hunter. A lot of just barely whiffed spells on both sides right now. Spear miss, snipe miss, bushwhack miss. Everything a miss.
So now there is 1 minute window. Should do Roche without Ravage. I don't know if G-Pride they're gonna try to delay Roche or just accept that Balrogs is having it and try to split lanes. So the Duza with Aegis cannot just run into them.
RoboZ, Ags, completed, going for the BKB next. It's going to be pretty annoying, especially for the Tusk to deal with, because Tusk kind of is the save hero if you get him silenced in the back line. Problem, if you silence the Sniper, it doesn't really matter that much. Sniper also has that BKB now done. Gonna go for the MKB next, after his Silver Edge. Okay, BKB, Maelstrom, Silver Edge, not too bad. Dusa only have that, of course, level 10 talent for evasion. But MKB just hurts like crazy anyway.
Yeah, there's this talent of 15 evasion on Duza's side.
My bad.
She might want to go for a butterfly if you don't go for that item. Does a lot of damage.
I actually missed my mute button. So it's like, quickly mute before I have to sneeze. Oh, rip. Sorry, everyone at home.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They just heard me sneeze. Pretty loud. Oh well. Right now, yeah, I believe in the Balrogs dream. You know, I said it from the start. The boys. I mean, to be fair, both these teams that came from the Open Qualifiers are teams. Right? Balrogs and Wolf Team. Like, both of them are, like, Division 1 squads. It's already a big surprise to me that they lost. But Wolf Team their first game. But they're going to be playing, I think, against Omega after this. See if they'll get themselves back in action. And, of course, that is Brazil coming in after this.
Brazil against Bolivia. Oh my god, they one of the few teams that are not from Peru or Brazil.
That is oh, that's actually pretty impressive. Because yeah, as you said, most teams Peruvian or Brazilian. With of course every once in a while one player from a different region. But whole team.
And we'll be looking forward to see if Lee Sachs, the offlaner of Omega Gaming, is like the new offlaner we're waiting for, because like on Bolivia, it's where the good offlaners are born, you know? So Visco's Peruvian team, even though they go for Whisper, Bolivia. Thunder Predator, even though entire Peruvian team, they go for Oscar, Bolivian. So yeah.
Yes, some regions just have their specialty. Like China has mid laners that are just amazing.
Radiant's middle tower is no more.
And then they always had just some very good safe laners, but maybe a little bit of a lacking result in that regard. Whereas I think Southeast Asia, for instance, they're like really good in their supports.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, DJ.
DJ, Tim's, oh my god. So charge coming in, Burna with the BKB, and Dusa ulti looking for Tao. Cookie, does he get himself away? The snap Bat Rider will be found out. That's going to be a 3-for-0 trade with even a buyback on the Tide forced out. And that's just going to be a free Roche.
Yeah. Not only a free Roche, it's a free Roche with bonus. That's the thing about Dusa that I feel some teams lack to understand. You don't want to fight on that timing. She has Kari, she has BKB. Like, you're not gonna win the fight and steal Aegis. You just need to accept. She's gonna have the Aegis. And if they accept, they're not giving that bonus, which is a Batrider kill, a Tusk kill, a kill on Tide with a buyback. And you just dodge that timing till you have enough items to deal with her. And till they have that MKB on Sniper, till they even have like that refresher on Tidehunter, they cannot fight her. And Tidehunter, he had the gold for the refresher actually, but he bought back that gold.
That is pretty unfortunate. Having a refresher would be definitely nice. Instead, to go for the Aeon disc on a Tidehunter? I mean, I get it, because of course he's getting hit by that hoodwink sharpshooter every single time, breaks him, and at that point, this sitting duck gets stunned up and he's dead. But on a Tidehunter going for an Aeon disc, that's just weird. And sad. Very sad that you have.
I think with BKB he would be safe.
Also not an item you want to buy on Tide.
Yeah, yeah, definitely no. You don't want to buy anything defensive. I get this point. Or let's say the last defensive would be like a Shiva's, that you get some extra armor and you can survive because of that. But
yeah,
I'd still, if I feel like I'm dying, I would go for a BKB instead of Aeon disc.
nice guys there from Draken. Went for the shard. I really personally think that the Mars shard is very underrated. Even though I hear from a lot of people that they don't like the Mars shard, I think it's so frick. I mean, it's not always that you hit that 2-man stun, but if you got the level 20 talent, that's a 3.6 second stun on 2 people, possibly, inside the arena. And it's just instantaneous GG.
Yeah, and that's what his team needs, right? He needs to control heroes that Dusa can hit them and kill them. So having that extra control on one hero and keeping them together, because there's gonna be the split shots, super good decision.
Well, the farming is continuing up, and it's a 4k net worth lead for the Deuce, a 12k for the Balrogs. It's not insurmountable, and pushing high ground still problematic against the Sniper, though Sniper doesn't have like a Dragon Lance or something, so he doesn't have that extra range, which he already has stupid levels of range. But that extra range to make sure that they can't ever hit your high ground. But he's very close to finishing up the MKB. Afterwards, wants to go for the Ayaskadi, trying to pop shot the Deuce at the entire time.
Yeah, what they have to save the high grounds, like having the bat with the lasso, you're always scared to go into that high ground, but he didn't go for the dagger. He has lance and a plate mail.
I never get Bat Riders. Don't get, like, yeah, perfect. Dragon back behind enemy lines. The problem is he's got Aegis, so the arena comes out from Draken. He gets himself a big stun onto Genic. 1-for-1 trade. Buyback comes through. Oh, look at that sexy Yogi running in. 400 auto attack damage thanks to his freaking Astral Spirit. Is gonna die though, but he just almost smacked the Tidehunter. Ravage gets blown on towards the Dusa. It's still a pretty tanky Dusa though, with a BKB available. Aether Remnant. Oh, RoboZ just doing all the damage. This more taking out Kara in trouble. That's going to be a dieback on the Tide.
Double kill.
And now on the high ground, won't get stunned up just yet. Draken's trying to get the kill. Now is staying alive. He's still bumping away, but with that snowball chase in, Draken does get the smack, finds the sniper, and Burna through all of that's just staying AFK. Well, AFK. He's just right-clicking away. His opponents get taken down. Buyback from the Snapfire. The Batrider in the tree. Still alive. They're going to go for the Dusa. Does almost get taken down. Tao loses his life. Dismar, he guesses incorrectly, and the Dusa gets the Rampage. What a massively weird play coming through. The Dusa gets the Rampage. What just happened? That fight lasted way too long, Astini.
For a while, I thought Dusa would die now. But Snapfire doesn't have any damage at all to do to Dusa. Well, it started very well by G-Pride by isolating the Dusa, taking the first life, but yeah, they just outplayed on Balrogs afterwards with the Arena from Mars. Very nice jump from Drakel there, protecting the Dusa second life, and Dusa still had like BKB ulti, so G-Pride, they still went all in on that. Maybe if they had one extra buyback, and then I come back to what I said like on 20 minutes, that you cannot fight when Dusa wants to do Roche. You can just allow her to take Aegis. If they had the Tide buyback, this team fight could have went like the totally different
Or
way.
the Tide, you know, refresher. Like,
Yeah.
he had double Ravage, their fight just completely turned around.
Yeah, either of those, and I feel that's when teams understand that, they will improve so much. If you understand you are not forced to fight all the time, you can just decide, okay, we don't fight now, we fight when we get that refresher ready, and that would have made a huge difference.
And now you've got a Tide with an Aeon Disc, which, granted, it keeps your life for a little bit longer, but you know, it's not an item you ever want to see.
Yeah,
I do want to see
But
that
like-
blink on the bat, though.
it's 2.5 seconds that you are alive, but all the 3 cores on Balrog's side, they have BKB, and Sexy Yogi, he's gonna have that Agonies. So when you are under Aeon Disc, they'll just like pop BKB, so you still die without popping Ravage, or you use Ravage and you just get 1 hero. So that's why I don't see so much sense into buying an Aeon Disc on a Tide Hunter. I don't see value on that item for that hero.
And right now, 20k net with disadvantage. High ground lost 2 sets of racks. They kinda can't get any map control.
Bounty.
I mean, that last fight, it was also, the sniper was only like 200 gold away from a buyback. So in that situation, the sniper has just that little bit more gold, gets the buyback. They can win it on the side of G-Pride. Because we saw the Dusa almost dead as well. It's just, you mentioned it, it's the very small, minor details that they just can't take the advantage going in their favor, though. Catch onto the Mars, pops his Arena. He's just going to walk away with the BKB usage, though. It did use his Arena, so that's going to be on cooldown for quite some time.
Yeah, like to initiate heroes with the Tusk Punch, because you can just then BKB TP, and you definitely do not want to use the lasso to cancel it. But well, they forced BKB, they forced Arena, fine. They gain like 1 more minute to farm.
Yeah, but the problem is the second Roche would be absolutely deadly if Balrogs pick it up with an Aegis and a Shard. The free Shard's definitely no issue to pick up. Let's see, who would want the Deuce?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Maybe ET, because he's close to the Aghanings. I think his Shard with the Aghanings makes a lot of sense.
I mean, it is pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen the Elder Titan Shard being used. Which is surprising, because to me, it sounds like an amazing Shard. It's like a free, you know, like the Aghanim Scepter effect of TA. Kind of a free teleport.
Yeah, you have like BKB Dagger with Aghanings and Aghaning Shard. And if you have BKB dagger, you just punch 3 times sniper's face and you can kill him.
That sounds perfect. Get it. Do it. Though it's probably
I
gonna
mean,
go to the Dusa regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free mana. No, he's the safe laner, so you gotta support him.
Let's get started.
It's just the cool side of theory crafting, you know, how nice it would be to have supports with items, but we are not gonna see it, so we just enjoy the theory of how nice it would be.
I always just dislike the hoodwinks on Ags, though. Even though I know it's actually really good, it feels so disappointing most of the time. Lasso drag onto the void. Ravage gets blown, but wasted completely. And he doesn't have a refresher. So that's out of the fight. Jenik is already dead. The snipe onto the Snapfire, chasing for more now, going for the TP away. Does manage to disengage Bakara. Well, that's going to be his other buyback used. He's going to be even further away from that refresher. Even though buybacking doesn't really do anything because he doesn't have Ravage for 125 seconds. The entire reason you've got the hero is boot at the moment.
But in 1.5 minutes, he's gonna have the disc. This was a bad joke.
Oh no, you are correct in that regard though. Catch comes out onto now. Nice catch, make that a double. No, and Tau no more. And so far the sniper safe lane was not successful. Balrogs take the first map after the GG calls. And an absolutely stellar performance coming out from them. I mean, I just gotta say, I accidentally misclicked. I just gotta say that I've been pretty impressed with Balrog's performance. The question is, can they of course bring that to game number 2? Because that early game, Zexa, he was 0-6-1 at 7 minutes. He ends the game 3-7.
Yeah, they had impressive decision making in that mid game, and that's what made the difference. Even, let's say, Gorilla's Pride outplayed them on the lane phase, or just had better heroes to play the lane phase, had so many kills, they just took better decisions. Berna joining fights with Dusa very early in the game, something very atypical to see, but it worked out very well. So it seems like Balrogs, they have that extra experience that we were expecting them to have, and they were able to outplay Gorilla's Pride. And even though Gorilla's Pride, in my opinion, had a good hard carry matchup, I trust the sniper. But yeah, unfortunately,
I trust the sniper, but I didn't trust the team behind it. Like, it's a pretty good team if you take quick Roshan and get super aggressive. But when you come down to a team fight, Dusa plus Elder Titan plus Mars Arena, you're asking for trouble in the mid to late game at that point. And the Tide just had, I mean, he had one very good Ravage, but you know, item build-ups, no play. Bat Rider, it did catch them off guard a couple of times, but after the laning stage, that did feel like Balrogs were. Well, of course, that was only game number 1 in this series, and even after this series, there's another series waiting for us. There's plenty of Dota action to witness. Right back after a short break for that second map to be guys. That